Today we're taking a look at the new survival MMO set to release in Q3 of this year called Once Human, and why it has two big flaws that could be its downfall. Let's get to it. This game is absolutely fantastic and I can't stop playing it, but even the best games are not perfect and Once Human is no exception. Before we get into my biggest issues with the game, let's take a look at a bunch of features that the game has that may or may not have you wanting to check it out, especially if you're a survival fan. First, let's talk quality of life. This game has so many little quality of life systems that listing them all would be its own video. For example, let's take a look at bases. When you are in your base crafting, every one of your benches sees all resources you have in storage. No need to run around hunting for items you need to craft something. If you have what you need in storage, you just craft whatever you're crafting. Building is smooth and intuitive, and you're not punished for making mistakes. Want to remove a wall when building? That's fine. Just remove it. You get 100% of the resources back. Don't like where you place the workbench? That's fine too. Just hit F while in build mode and you can move it easily to wherever you want. Decided you don't like where you placed your entire base or just want to move to a new area? That's fine too. Go into build mode wherever you are on the map and you can easily move it. Traveled too far from your base and don't want to make the run back? That's also not a problem because you can freely teleport to your base at any time and it only has a small cooldown. And that's just some of the quality of life stuff related to bases. The list does not even end there. Combat is also a lot of fun and allows for a good bit of character customization to fit your specific playstyle. This is a looter shooter, so guns are the main focus of combat for most, but you have a lot of choices and flexibility. It's got everything from being a sniper and taking out a whole town before they even realize what is going on, to going full ham by just running in guns ablazing with your trusty shotgun. You can even do melee if that's your thing, although I feel like melee is more of a follow-up to ranged. It does have lots of mods and perks and such that could let you go full melee if you wanted to, and just use guns as a secondary measure. The game even has grenade and rocket launchers, so you're sure to be able to find something that fits your favorite playstyle. The gunplay is also rather forgiving, so much so that sometimes it can be almost frustrating. While I personally can easily overlook the frustrating parts of it and still have lots of fun, I realize this may be a deal breaker for some and make otherwise uninteresting gameplay for others more appealing, so I want to talk about it. The main issue with gunplay is there is a ton of bullet guidance. Landing a headshot in most cases is just a matter of ensuring that your reticle is someplace over the target's head. I mean, they practically home in on the target. While this is fine for most and allows for a low barrier for entry, it can be really frustrating in some cases, as this actually gives you a lack of control. A really good example of this is there are some bosses that fire projectiles at you that you can shoot out of the air. They are slow moving and easy to hit if you want to hit them, but the problem occurs if you are trying to shoot past them to hit the boss. In almost every case, your bullet will not shoot past them and instead home in on the projectile, hitting it instead of the boss. In other cases, you may be zoomed in for a sniper shot and be right on the target's head, but instead of hitting the head, the bullet will move towards a limb or the body depending on how the target is moving. This specific case is far more rare, though I have noticed it happening before. So yeah, for me, this is a mild annoyance, but I know for many, it may be a much bigger deal, causing them to not want to play. And for some, this is a feature they love. But overall, I think combat is good and it feels good, and I don't have any large complaints. Now that you know some of the things that I like about the game, let's talk about two massive issues the game has that I think could be what makes or breaks it, depending on if they correct these problems before launch. The first issue is the fact that playing with friends is not nearly as smooth as it needs to be. You can easily get into dungeons and monoliths with friends, however, questing with them is more or less not a thing. You will often get split up as the game sucks you in into other dimensions and forces you to play single player. You cannot share a quest with friends either, and if you have completed a quest and your friend has not, you can't really help them with their quest other than being in voice chat and telling them what they need to do and maybe killing some random monsters to clear a path for them. As a game that is full of quests to do, this is very annoying. Instead of jumping into the game and teaming up with your friends and someone picking a quest to do from all of the available quests they need to get done, that quest then being shared with everyone so everyone is on the same page and then can go do it, it instead plays out more like this. You ask your friend, okay, what quests do you have so I can see if I have them too? Then you spend tons of time trying to figure out if you all have the same quest that you haven't done so that you can go do it together. Then you both meet up at one of the teleportation points because there's no easy way to meet up other than if you all have a shared teleport location and you have to unlock those individually. So you meet up and you head to the quest location. Now that you have met up with your friends and you all have this one quest that somehow no one has done yet, you all head to the location of the quest and complete it solo but alongside your friends. And each time there is a cutscene or you get warped to another area, which happens a lot, you do that solo. And it just doesn't feel good and it's not fun, and I find it very annoying when I want to just play with my friends. This is all even more annoying when you go to do a dungeon, aka a silo, and as soon as the party leader gets to the location, they can just warp everyone in the team to the dungeon. Only the party leader can warp everybody to the location, which is a bit annoying because then you are constantly swapping party leaders back and forth between each other depending on who is closer to the silo or who has the closest warp to that silo. But overall, it's a pretty easy and seamless experience that makes you go, why isn't the rest of the game like this when it comes to playing with my friends? The other massive issue this game has is the overly complex systems and currencies that just are not explained well alongside with a horrible UI design. Note that the UI does not look bad, but it is not laid out well with menus hidden inside of menus, hidden inside of menus, hidden inside of menus. Just look at how many things you have to click to get to the season rewards. And while we're at it, just take a second and look at all of these separate menus you have to go through to find different things. I'll play some relaxing music to make it a bit more enjoyable. Now, hopefully you understand a bit more just how insanely over complex all the menus are. All this complexity with a general lack of overall information about many parts of the game is going to be really frustrating for people, and many people just won't bother with it. They will be confused about something, want to understand more about it, be unable to, and just not play the game. A really good example of how frustrating this can be is there are tutorial windows that pop up for all sorts of things. However, once you exit out of them, they are nowhere to be found. So if you can't remember what they said, as the game throws a bunch of stuff at you relatively quickly in the beginning, you have no way of going back and looking those things up again. Most games have a location/log spot that contains all this kind of info so that you can easily reference it later, just in case you need to refamiliarize yourself with something, which is really good design. If this game has something like that, I sure as heck can't find it, which once again goes back to the UI issues. If they don't fix the UI problems and make playing with friends or other people much better, this game just won't do well. In a multiplayer game, people expect to be able to do everything with friends seamlessly, and they for sure do not like overly complex UI systems and the inability to find the info they need when they need it. And because of such, they just won't play the game. Not when there are so many other games out there that got these features right. Alright, that's it for this video. Hopefully you all found this video helpful and informational. If you did, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more of my content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.